Hey, it's Galen here today. Everyone's in Vegas right now, so I just want to do a quick video, follow-up video while we had some time. Previously, Riley and I had done a video on Rally Fighter coilover shocks, kind of going over the dual rate springs. Then we did a spring video, so you could learn a little bit about different kinds of springs. And today we have a coilover shock here without the springs. Just want to pop the top off of it, the dust cover and the seal head, pull everything apart so you can see the piston and what actually does the damping inside the coilover shock. I'll be real brief with this just so you can get the idea of how it comes apart. Different manufacturers have different way of doing it, but this particular shock, the dust cover is actually separate from the seal head and is threaded on. So I'll just loosen this set screw. It's on the back side. Loosen that up so it can then turn, and it's already loose, but it just threads off like this. Pull it up out of the way and you can actually see the seal head, which holds the dust seal, the oil seal, and then the main Teflon coated bushing that the shaft actually is supported by, and then there's a snap ring that holds everything in. A lot of manufacturers use an actual snap clip, like a circlip, and so you just would use two fine blade screwdrivers to actually push the clip down, bridge the clip groove, and then slide it up and over. Because this uses a snap ring, you actually need a good quality set of snap ring pliers to get enough force put on it to where you can actually pull it out. Go ahead and bleed the nitrogen out of here so we don't have any pressure on the seal head. You won't be able to get the seal head out with nitrogen in there, but if you started trying and possibly did get the clip off while there's pressure in there, you'd have 150-200 psi of pressure shooting the shaft assembly out. So definitely bleed the nitrogen, that's super important. I'm just going to use this to actually help me push the seal head down off the snap ring. And you can see that set down, so the whole seal head is actually set down inside the body, maybe a 1/4 inch. That lets me put the pointy part of the snap ring pliers, engage all the way down into the little snap ring holes, and get a good grip. If you don't push the seal head all the way down, your snap ring pliers won't go in and you'll mar up the top of the seal head. As you can see, that's a pretty thick snap ring, so it can be a pain if this is your first time dealing with a snap ring this big. Go ahead and spread it real wide so you go over the shaft. Do not scratch your shaft, then you will need a new shaft. After that, your seal head's free to come out. Because it's such a tight seal all the way through here and it's full of oil, you have to pull it up with quite a bit of force, and it's basically topped out here. The O-ring's creating a seal, and you actually have to get air past the seal into the body in order for this to come all the way out. So you do kind of a rotating motion as you pull up. So yeah, you can start to see the top of the O-ring appear. You want to be very careful, because if you yank this out real hard, oil goes everywhere. There it is. You can see a bleed groove right there. It lets air in, and you can just pull it the rest of the way up. And there it is, not much to it. It's a simple setup that does all the hydraulic damping. So just to go over these parts real quick, this is the main stuff I wanted you guys to see. Here we have the dust wiper, which you saw while I was taking it apart. Here's the seal head. That was the O-ring that gives us all the trouble. When we take it apart, you have to get air past that in order to pull it the rest of the way out. And then here we have two spacers, 1-inch spacers. And that's basically for running different setups with your shocks. Some people, some truck builders and buggy builders, whatever your shock would be on, they might need a 15-inch travel shock, so you might take one of the spacers out. But it's generally a good idea to leave them in if you're running a pretty basic setup or a standard design on your vehicle. And then here we have the piston, the compression stack, rate plate, and the rebound stack is on the top. And then we have some spacers here. That lets you, if you have real tall shim stacks, you can take one of those spacers out and the nut still engages the shaft threads properly. Hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of what the inside of a modern coilover shock looks like and basic construction. Stay tuned for more videos on revalving and overall shock teardown and rebuild. Thanks.